Good evening. It's Christmas Eve, 2020. Diane Hans bringing you Book for the Day. Human Crossings. 9 stories about refugees. And I've been reading to you a story called The New Jungle Project, which was written by Doug Dunn. And it came about after he'd seen a play in London called The Jungle. And this was based on a refugee camp in Calais. The group had their first meeting, and this is where we left the story yesterday. I agree, said Salah, holding up a glass of wine. I am inspired. I think my people in Afghanistan will be inspired. It is a good idea. Meeting 2, money. Hi everyone, I said. Welcome to our meeting, session 2. I hope you all had a great week. It was 1900 CET, and everyone in the team showed up on the screen. Thank you for dialing in on time. So, the question I left you with to consider was, would it be possible to live in a world without money? Who would like to share? Yes, Beth, then Derek, then Okot. I did think about this, said Beth. Some of my parents' friends lived on a kibbutz in Israel where they had virtually no money. It was back in the 80s, and young guys from all over the world worked together as volunteers. They were paid 20 shekels a week, which just about covered their cigarettes. Food was homegrown and plentiful, and everyone lived rent-free. The system seemed to work. I was one of those volunteers in Israel back in 1985, said Derek. It was hard work, but there was time to relax and rest, even party. What I remember was that the resident kibbutzniks seemed to have money. They started buying colour televisions and expensive clothes. It became a kind of status thing, I think. Thank you, Derek, I said. So, in your experience, life without money worked for the volunteers, but not for some of the permanent members of the community. Okot, did you want to add anything? It'll be interesting to hear about money in your country, Sudan, I said. Yes. Darfur in the west of Sudan, said Okot. I say money causes trouble. People who have it control those who don't. I think it is better to live without money. Have you ever been in a place where money is not used? I asked. Yes. When my mother was alive, she took me to visit my uncle in Malawi. I loved those times. My uncle is a farmer growing maize and tobacco. Most people there are farmers, earning very little money, but it is a good life. Yes, Malawi is based mainly on agriculture, but surely the farmers must have money to buy and sell, I asked. Most people there don't have bank accounts. Some use mobile money, said Okot. Mobile money? What is that, Okot? Asked Beth. More people have mobile phones than bank accounts. It is a good way to make safe payments by phone. It is very fast and easy. I can show you if you like, said Okot, holding up his phone. That's okay. I like the idea of bypassing bank accounts, I said. It's quite an advanced technology, Derek said. Sometimes third world countries embrace new technologies before they become adopted in certain countries. From the First War, I think it's a case of needs must. Perhaps we should adopt the same method at the camp. It may be a way of making payments out in space via satellites, Sam said. I've been reading a book called Ubuntu by Michael Tellinger. He describes how money and banks have for a long time totally controlled our lives. I read that too, said Beth. It says if we change our thinking and dependence on money, we would only need to work for 3 hours a week. Really? 3 hours a week? That sounds like utopia, Salah said. I was surprised too, but it is not utopia. According to the author, there would be a natural order of things if we aren't corrupted by money. His plan for people to live in small rural towns and produce a surplus of food, this could be achieved with every person contributing just 3 hours of their time each week to rural work. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Human Crossings 9 Stories about refugees is found on Amazon, or you can read more about it on our Facebook page. So until tomorrow, which is Christmas Day, good night, Diane Hans.